All right, you're looking at a live picture at what it looks like in downtown Bremerton. Hi everybody, this is Josh Farley. I'm on the roof of the Norm Dix Government Center here in downtown Bremerton. I have permission to get up here on the roof so I can show you some of the amazing images of the snow that's continuing to fall here in Bremerton. To be relentless right now, forecasters had called for the snow to actually stop, but it appears to not be stopping. So looks like we're going to have a snowy rest of the day. We've got some updates for you real briefly. All school districts, as you know, are canceled. North Mason is in a real pickle right now though, because a lot of kids got to school but a bunch of teachers could not make it to school, so they have canceled school, and so that's a real problem. But it sounds like things are getting organized to get people home from school. What you're looking at right now is pretty much 6th Street. That's Kitsap Bank at 6th and Pacific. As you can see, we are just blanketed in snow at this point in time. I've got some updates. Our intrepid reporter Ed Friedrich has some weather updates for you. It looks like this is going to continue for some time, although we should only get about a ½ an inch overnight. It's looking like the temperature is going to fall again to 31, but I don't know about in your neck of the woods. It is coming down right here in Bremerton again, and it's coming down pretty heavily. I don't think we expected this much volume of snow. I'm gonna continue on a little bit. We're gonna go down the way here. I'll show you what it looks like on the other side of the building. But essentially, right now we've got about 10,000 people that are without power. Most of them are in the South County area. The storm appears to be moving in a northeasterly direction. So South Kitsap, Central Kitsap, and Bremerton have been particularly hard hit. Gig Harbor as well, of course, and south from there. So right now, as you can see, there's no signs of stopping. A couple other things. County Courthouse opened 2 hours late. Non-essential personnel from Naval Base Kitsap were asked to stay home, and if I could offer you any advice, if there's any way you can go home early tonight, it's not going to be pleasant, and I don't think that all of this is going to melt. It's not probably all going to melt. Here's a look at West Bremerton. As you can see, now we're looking west here. The Admiral Theater is right down below me, the Chase building, the Tim Ryan building, and as you can see, it's dumping. There's so many people that do not have power around Kitsap right now. Like I said, 10,000 or so that are going without power. So for the moment, if you can stay inside, that's a good idea. A lot of the main arterials look like they're pretty good, but our county and city governments cannot keep up, as well as Puget Sound Energy. They can't keep up with all of the power outages that are happening. The snow is basically putting so much weight on all of our trees and forests and the county that it's dropping limbs, and those limbs, of course, are taking out power all over the county. So essentially, what you're seeing here, I'm giving you a live look, is downtown Bremerton looking north and looking west at the moment. I'll continue to pivot around so everybody can get a good idea of what we're looking at. I have permission to be on the top of the Norm Dix Government Center, so I'm showing you some live images here. I know that there's been some questions. If you have any questions for me, I'd be happy to look into things for you. But remember, again, that non-essential Naval Base Kitsap personnel, you do not have to come into work today, and hopefully a lot of you can get home a little bit early. This does not show any signs of stopping, and unfortunately, that means that it's only going to probably get more treacherous as the afternoon goes on. The plows can only keep up so much, and the temperature is probably going to fall to about 31 degrees overnight. So there's definitely a lot of people without power here in Kitsap County. Once again, I'm showing you an image. This is looking towards Minette. You can't even see the Minette Bridge right now. There's so much snow coming down. So just to give you an idea, right down here below me, you can see there's a gaggle of people that appear to have snowboards. They're having fun. I interviewed and talked with Tiffany Royal. Tiffany was out on her cross-country skis. She rode into town. She said this would be a great time basically to come into downtown Bremerton and have some breakfast, have some coffee. That was her mode of transportation this morning. Again, if you don't have to drive, please don't. It's just not worth it. And unless you have chains or four-wheel drive, traction tires, etc., and you're prepared to go out in this weather. It's not good, and it's not looking good for this afternoon. So if there's any chance you can get out of work early, if you can walk home, Kitsap Transit is doing the free bus thing. Do what you can. It is the Norm-Dix Government Center. For those of you who are just joining us right now, I'm on the top right now. I have permission to be up here, and you can see, I'm going to show again. It's pretty amazing. Even the crane is snow covered, but you can't even see it from here. I'm not even that far from it. There's so much snow coming down. It appears that this storm is picking back up. None of the forecasters, I think, predicted that it was going to continue throughout the day. We all thought it was going to warm up. And it's not. It's essentially, if you can stay home today and enjoy the snow from the confines of your couch and maybe even a nice warm fire, that's the way to do it. I definitely think that if you can do that, that's the way to go. If you did go out and about, you might see if you can get off work early or if you can go home early. Like I said, I'm giving you a view here of 6th Street at the intersection of 6th and Pacific. Everybody's driving just fine on the main arterials, but the snow continues to come down, and it does not look like we're going to warm up all that much this afternoon. So the banks are plenty high here at the Norm-Dix Government Center's roof. Don't worry, I'm not in any danger of falling off. And so just an amazing view that we rarely get here in Bremerton. We had snowfall, I believe it was early in the winter or late last fall, but nothing like this at all. I mean, it's just incredible, the view. There's hardly anybody out and about. You see a car here and there, but obviously not your normal Monday. Clearly a little bit different. Again, all the kids are home from school. We're monitoring a situation in North Mason because they had a 2-hour delay, but a lot of the teachers couldn't get there, so they have now canceled school and are taking kids home. So everybody's closed for school. Naval Base Kitsap, non-essential personnel are not working. The shipyards, I think the worker-driver bus program could not make it today, is my understanding. If anybody has any more information, let me know. But basically, as you're seeing here, I'm looking down Pacific Avenue. You can see the old fire station. You can barely see the old fire station. It's just really stunning how much snow we're getting. I'm going to continue with you as long as my battery holds up here, just to give you a live look at what you're seeing out and about right now. It's slushy on the roads, but for the most part, you know, people are making their way and doing okay. But if you got that four-wheel drive or some chains or anything, it works a little bit better. I know there have been lots of fender benders on my way into work, which I'm fortunate enough to be close enough I could walk here this morning to our offices on 5th Street. I can tell you I saw numerous spin-outs, people that couldn't make it up several hills. And so, I mean, and there's a snowboarder right down here. You can see he's getting a pretty good little ride there, if you can see that. It's just... we haven't had snow like this in a number of years. We're still trying to quantify it, but our intrepid weather reporter, Ed Friedrich, I'm sure will have a tally of how many inches we've had. I would imagine we're probably nearing the half-a-foot mark in terms of overnight snowfall and what's to come overnight. So it's pretty amazing. It's a beautiful scene out here. It's very pretty, but at the same time it can be treacherous if you have to get into a car. So again, a lot of people chose to stay home today. Clearly there's not a whole lot of traffic out on the roads today, and I just wanted to share with you one more time these amazing images. I'll walk back here and see if you can get a look at the Manette Bridge, but man, it is really hard to even see the bridge where we're at. So the roof of the Norm-Dix Government Center has a huge amount of snow on it. It's like basically being on a mountain right now. I'm sinking in a good amount, as you can see. I'll show you the tracks right here. I mean, it is just coming down like crazy. Again, we've got a lot of people home. Every kid in Kitsap County got the day off of school today, and hopefully are out building snowmen and doing what kids do when stuff like this happens. And so again, it's just a really amazing scene out here, and I'm so excited to just share this with you. But if you can, I hope that you're enjoying this in the confines of your home, and you can get there in not too many hours. But if you have to be out, do try to take public transit. Do try if you can. The buses are free, and hopefully you've got four-wheel drive or something on your tires that will help you to get through this, because it's not. The update is it's not getting any better. It's looking like It's going to continue the rest of this afternoon, and while it's really pretty out, it means that the road conditions are only going to get more treacherous. This stuff is not going to melt. It's not going to get very warm. We're going to dip down to about 31 degrees. A front's moving over us right now in the north, I believe in the northeasterly direction. South Kitsap's getting particularly hammered. 10,000 people or more are without power, and a lot of you are probably going to be without power for some time to come, unfortunately, because the PSE crews and our county and city staff are working as hard as they can to get some of those limbs into wires, get some of those things repaired, but they're having a tough time. So that's about all I have for right now. If you have any other questions, I'd love to answer them as best I can, or look into them, and I'll get back to you. I'll give it a couple more minutes here for you to just take a look at what we're seeing out here. And this again is from the top of the Norm Dix Government Center. I have permission to be up here on the top of the building, and as I said before, I mean, it's just majestic when you look at it. It's very peaceful and tranquil, and it's a snowy sight all over the place, as it is around your neck of the woods wherever you are today. But again, I reiterate, if you can possibly go home early and walk or take a bus, carpool with somebody who's got a mighty big truck, whatever you can do is a good idea today, because I think that the afternoon commute, especially once it gets dark, is going to be kind of scary. So you know, be especially cautious. Pack plenty of patience on the roads if you are driving. We don't want to see anybody getting into accidents. So much snow is accumulating on all the limbs of the trees of course, our tree-covered county, and they can't take it, and they're coming down on cars. I'm sorry, they're not coming down on cars, but they're coming down, and they're hitting electrical lines. So that's leading to so many people without power. I'll show time what it looks like here in snowy Bremerton today. Looks like, I don't think that we've had snowfall like this in a number of years, and I don't know, our intrepid weather reporter Ed Friedrich is going to have some updates throughout the day. Keep your eye on kitsapsun.com, as well as at the Kitsap Sun's Facebook page and on Twitter. And certainly I'll try to keep you posted about what I see, the sights and sounds. I already interviewed a woman named Tiffany Royal, who decided she was going to cross-country ski to go get her coffee and some breakfast this morning in downtown Bremerton. So just an amazing scene here. It looks like most of downtown has power, but many of you do not. And by many of you, I mean 10,000 plus people in Kitsap County do not have power. So like I said, it's just going to continue like this. I think this was somewhat unexpected that the snow was going to continue. We thought we'd see some melting by about 11 a.m. and instead it appears that Mother Nature has doubled down. She has decided that we're going to get a lot more snow the rest of the afternoon, and we'll see. We'll keep you updated. If the temperature does warm, it's going to go right back down to 31 or so overnight. We've got a good chance of getting some more snow accumulation, and then things will move on. So I say enjoy as much as you can, and if you are at work or out and about in the community, do what you can to get home safely. If you're worried about the road conditions, hey, try to find an alternate way home. I know the buses have been running for free around Kitsap. Do whatever you have to do to try to make it home safely. It's just treacherous. We've got spin-outs. Our police departments and our fire districts are working very, very hard right now to try to keep people moving. Here's another shot here. I'll take you over to 6th and Pacific. As you can see, people are taking their time, and it does appear that a lot of the snow is off of the main arterials, but side streets are going to be treacherous. And I know that our public works crews around the county are working hard to get the gravel down where they're getting, the sand down, the salt brine down, to try to help out a little bit with people who are commuting. But it is a little bit dicey, and so keep that in mind as you go about your day to day. I hope that you're able to just get home, snuggle up. If you got the power out, I'm sorry. I hope that those crews can get the power on for you in the not too distant future. So we'll be back with updates again. Remember to stay in touch with kitsapsun.com. I definitely want to keep you posted on that. We'll keep you posted there, and then at Kitsap Sun's Facebook page as well. Okay, we're signing off for now. Have a great rest of your day, everybody, and enjoy the snow if you can.